Percy so he can cope easily with Percy's trains. The trucks behaved well too, which was a help. "He's strong, he is," they muttered to each other. "Don't upset him. You never know what he might do to get his own back." One day, Wilbur took loaded stone trucks to the harbour. On his way back with empty ones, he stopped at the station by the dairy and put the empty trucks into a siding. He left them and set out towards the junction, pulling just a few vans. "Right," he thought happily, "I'll leave these vans at the junction and bring the empty tankers back. Then, when all those are put into the dairy siding, I'll take the stone trucks onto the top station." They met James at the junction. James knew who Wilbur was, of course, and asked how he was getting on. Wilbur chatted excitedly about the jobs he had been given to do that day. "Sounds like you're having fun," James said, "but it's best to take things slowly at first," and he puffed away. Wilbur continued his journey and reached the dairy station easily, but his fireman was worried about water. "We should have filled up at this junction," he said, "but you were too busy chatting to James. Never mind, we'll get water here." The tankers were at the end of the train, so all Wilbur had to do was push them into the dairy siding. Then he drew forward and stopped by the hose pipe. "Just in time," said the fireman, and he put on the hose into Wilbur's tank. As he turned the tap on, the driver spoke to him. The fireman went to reply, but when he got back, he found out that Wilbur had stopped at the wrong hose pipe. His tank was full, but not with water, with milk! "You'll be filming at the funnel as any of this gets in the boiler," gasped the driver. Quickly, they put out Wilbur's fire, and the fireman telephoned for help. Thomas came as soon as he could and pulled Wilbur back to the top station. Wilbur's tank was emptied and was given a thorough clean, so that next morning he was quite alright again. "You and Percy make a fine pair," laughed Thomas. "He had the porridge and you had the milk."